What's up, guys? We're going to talk about Bitcoin finally for my Bitcoin followers. This one's for you. I think there's a few of you guys. My channel's like maybe 10% Bitcoin at this point, maybe probably less than that. And I kind of alluded to this in the last video where I talked about the golden candle and intuition and blah, blah. And so this is kind of a, not a corollary, but a, extension of that. Paper Bitcoin, right? I touched on it and saying that we're gonna golden candle, but you never know. Like, this is at least my position. Like, we are now, once the ETF started and we had like paper Bitcoin at scale between MicroStrategy, the ETFs, even centralized exchanges. I'll do a real quick thing. If you are newish to Bitcoin and don't know exactly what paper Bitcoin is as an idea, paper Bitcoin is another way of talking about it is rehypothecation. I can't say that word. Rehypothecation. So when you rehypothecate something, you're taking, it's essentially what we have in the normal system, the fractional reserve banking system, which we are. If you don't know about that, you probably don't know about, yeah, so you're taking, you give the bank $1, give the bank $100 is an easier number. They can literally loan that out up to 90% of that. And they just changed that. Apparently, I just heard, why am I surprised that now there's 0%. You can put in $100, someone puts in $100, they can take the whole $100 and loan it out. So it's literally fake, it's paper. And that is it goes against the whole ethos of Bitcoin. The whole reason Bitcoin is a thing is to have a finite supply of sound money. And not to scare anybody, because at the end of the day, and this is the point of the video, is now that the big players are at play, we have paper Bitcoin, which means we have manipulation. We have. It's not that they're going to recreate the old system. It's just it makes it that much more important. And again, this is the point of the video. It makes it that much more important to understand what Bitcoin is and what these derivatives are, what these proxies, whatever, paper Bitcoin, rehypothecation, bottleneck, whatever you want to call it, like situations, for lack of a better term. Like, so the price is so not important. I mean, it's important to the extent, like right now I'm in a position, I won't talk about my position in Bitcoin, whatever, but like I'm in a position where, like a lot of us, where, I'm 30, I'll be 37. I'm right there in the middle of the time horizon. I truly don't know if Bitcoin went to 250K tomorrow or it went to 50K tomorrow, I don't really know which one I care more about. Like, what I'm saying? Like, if it's a 50K, I'll sell everything I have to buy more, And if it goes to 250K, I'll be like, oh, well, that's cool. I feel great. My fiat to Bitcoin price is great. But at the same time, I can't buy as much now with fiat. So it kind of sucks. And it feels more like, and then that psychological thing where you buy, the sunken loss fallacy, or the other way where you're like, well, I bought it so low before, now it really is, it's a hard thing to psychologically break, to be like, if you bought it at, $5 grand, it's pretty hard to buy it at 100K, unless you're Michael Saylor. So that's another thing. So that's just something I wanted to bring up in this video, and just kind of not just be a hype video again, just be an education video, and like just speak my mind as a, smaller YouTuber or whatever, just my mindset as these videos are coming out more about the paper Bitcoin. And I kind of actually, in that video about the golden candle, like, I guess I kind of like preemptively talked about what they're now talking about. So now I'm talking about what they're talking about and reiterating more specifically the paper Bitcoin side, i.e. this are the footnotes. If someone wants to post footnote, video starts at X amount of time. If you're focused on the fiat price, be careful. be careful. It's very clear now that the price is being manipulated. It doesn't make sense that we're at 120K. Retail's not even in. Like, they're messing with stuff. It could drop to 50. It could go up to 250K, and that is them shaking out the little guy. And we're always going to have snakes. We're always going to have. These are the psychopaths in society. They're the bankers. They're the investment bankers. They're the hedge fund managers. They're all the people that we wanted to kick out of the party, and they're at the party. That's the point. And so don't let these people shake you out, or this video exists to tell those of us that are Bitcoiners, to reiterate, and for myself, that remind yourself why you're in it, and so that when things get crazy, because I feel like they're going to really soon here, potentially, you know where you stand. You know what your time horizon is, and your thesis. So, for example, my thesis is Bitcoin. It really couldn't be any more high of we'll call it cult level, in quotes, cult level, where Bitcoin will be inevitably the world reserve currency, and it will go up forever against fiat. It's inevitable. There's no way. There's just no way to. I can't disprove it. So that's my thesis, and then. So I personally, I think it's a virtuous thing. If you take Bitcoin, right? Let's say you have 1 Bitcoin, and you put it, and you just dig a hole somewhere, and you put it in a hole, and then you pass away. Now you just made the system better. That's how culty I am. So I have kids, or I have whatever. I want to deflate, or I want to. Strengthen the system. That you strengthen the system by not necessarily strengthen it, but you build up the value. I am donating. If you die and you don't do anything with your Bitcoin, you are essentially, or technically, giving to charity to all the people that you believe, and these are people you never met that have your ideology, and usually are extremely truthful. Sometimes a little Aspergery, technical, and honestly, just people that really care about the truth. And I like those type of people, so enjoy. And so that's my level, and that's the point of this video. Make sure you know why you're in it. Remind yourself, because with paper Bitcoin, the psychopaths are out. They're out. Hanging out, lying on the mainstream. It's gonna be just like it's gonna be like anything. The big players, if they really want to, they can have a massive informational, just a giant bomb dropping on Bitcoin, somehow convincing all of society that Bitcoin, it could drop to 20, like so low. And you know how many people will be shaken out, like, that just don't understand what's happening, like, because that's propaganda, and it won't be real. That's the thing. They can sell so much of it, but yeah, like, those of us that understand, they would just be buying. People would be mortgaging their houses if it ever went down to 20 again or something, which is impossible. Anyway, that's the video. So. Just whatever, diamond hands, baby, and make sure you remind yourself this year what your plan is, and what your time horizon, essentially, because it breaks my heart to think about the plumber, the nurse, anyone that's actually contributing to society, and then they're going to lose money to people that are essentially psychopaths with no empathy, that move numbers around on a spreadsheet and manipulate the little guy. because those people will always be a problem, always. So I'm here to hopefully mitigate that. Have a good day. Love you all. Bye-bye.